Hello everyone, I am the plane shifter phasing to the universe of the Talos Principle. Choo! And there's a lot to think just by this intro screen alone. Like, from the trailers, I know that the post-human robot society is growing and flourishing. But yeah, I didn't focus so much on watching the trailers and stuff, so I just know that. But when I look at this guy here, the first time I was like, who shamed Zeus? But then my brain worked a little better and I was like, no, the Greek god that is famous for being chained is not Zeus, it's Prometheus. The guy who gave mankind fire, and I believe writing as well. And got punished by that, by being chained and having their liver pecked by birds. I'm not a well-read guy. I learn about these things more by mentions in pop culture and stuff. But yeah, there's this guy with a light here. Definitely not given by Prometheus because this electrical light. But yeah, I wonder what this imagery actually means once we start the game proper. So, without further ado, let's do exactly that. Now, I do believe I will have some... This game was having some very long loading times. I do not know if it was because initial setup stuff. But yeah. Ooh, DLC, I believe. Take the next step forward in the story of the Talos Principles in a thought-provoking, character-driven interactive narrative. Engage with diverse spectrum of puzzles, each offering unique challenge and depth of complexity. Take your brain to ride through the laser grid and explore the philosophy of love, death, and resurrection with Hypatia and Sarabhai. Okay, Hypatia is Greek, but Sarabhai sounds Eastern? Kind of from India maybe, or somewhere around that region. The classic laser mechanics of the series are pushed to the limit in unexpected ways. Okay. Easily of the also of the blessed. Embarking this puzzle-driven adventure set on a stunning Caribbean island, solving an array of fresh, major difficult puzzles culminating in the hexahedron. Okay. And then into the abyss. Return to one of the most dramatic moments of the Talos Principle 2 while being challenged with extremely difficult puzzles. So I do not know if these two have like story modes or are just challenge puzzles. This seems to have a story mode, and this definitely have a story mode. And yeah, let's check it out. A prophet had no honor in his own country. John 4:44. I have always felt that a human being could only be saved by another human being. James Baldwin. Initializing firmware. Firmware functional. Loading autonomous program parameters. 1.08 loaded. System check. Passed. Initializing memory banks. Starting autonomous process. Ready. So, we are a new machine? Kinda makes sense. Oh, that takes me back. And not too long ago, because I replayed the Talos Principle 1. Ooh, I have legs now. Okay. Can I... Ooh, I can look it up.
Behold, child.
Elohim!
You are risen from the dust.
Elohim!
And you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear his voice. Hello, MC2M. Elohim made it. I was so sad with the ending of the first Talos Principle, mostly because of the presumption that Elohim might have, like, died. I'm not sure if it's the same Elohim, but probably it's the same program. At least. Let's figure things out. And don't expect me to take this game in any way speedily. I'm gonna scour this thing. This looks... oh, this is one of those classic energy barriers. And one of those classic jammers. Good, because I'm farming crafting items in Kingdom Hearts 1 parallel. In parallel, slow allows me to follow. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll be looking so much at walls. Those are nice details. I don't think those hieroglyphs mean anything, but probably they are actual hieroglyphs. No more input, Elohim? I want to hear... okay, we've got a glitch. Yeah, as I thought, we are in a simulation. Now the question is... this is just like a test to see if I can inhabit an actual physical body. Woohoo! Yay! Hexahedron. Oh, they added indicators. I guess they already have some with power lines. They made them prettier. I don't remember the buttons having indicators like this. That's nice. I want to get to the word border to see if Elohim goes at in the beginning and the words made the word and blah, blah, blah. Or if they got him a new line. Can I cannot bring the box here, but if I could, I totally would try to escape. Worst case scenario, I had to reset. So far I haven't found any QR code. Elohim just greeted me and that was it. And I'm walking around.
This land is but a dream.
Okay.
You will stay here only for a little while. Soon, you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
That answers a lot of questions. Like, a lot of questions. Lol. Or kind of. Alright. More classic tetramino puzzle. Yeah. That requires red. This requires yellow. Are they linear? It seems like it opens. Oh, hello there. That's a big one.
Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion. You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
So this Elohim is being honest with me. Oh, it's the blacksmith. Oh, okay. I must forge the tools by which humanity will rebuild itself and transform the world into the Eden that it never was. Okay. Didn't expect the blacksmith to be the first one I find. Like the most silent guy in the DLC, basically. What does Sustan expect from me? Just to do the things or to be defiant? Like in the first game. Questions, I have more questions. So far, I'm not even having an opportunity to be defiant. Not one I can see at least. Well, let's solve puzzles and see if we can break something. Why are there red flags in this one? Within reach. So, yep, cannot grab it. This is easy though.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
I'm interested. Please keep talking. And yes, I'm alright trying to figure out ways to break stuff. can't do anything through here. I see 2 boxes. Hi! Set? Yeah, Set is the serpent god. Huh. Do you mean anything, or are you just set dressing? Nice pun. You know, it's the best thing. I didn't even realize it was a pun. There is this way to go about things. You could jump over the fence as well. Look at my shadow. Also, the serpent god is a pep, also known as a Apophis. I thought Set was represented by a serpent as well. That's interesting. Can I... It looks interactable. I wonder if Apophis serves as the basis for the Garden of Eden story. No, the Garden of Eden comes from, I think it's Zoroastrianism. Originally, the first woman that was created wasn't Eva. What was she called? Well, I forgot her name. But the story goes is that she didn't like Adam, and so she rebelled, and then that's when God created Eva for Adam. And the serpent was this first woman that was trying to warn Eva that Adam wasn't really that great of a guy. Lilith. I think it's Lilith, her name. Cubic steps. Interesting, learning something new. I'm rushing too much. So, I think the idea is to bring all cubes inside, because if we can just pile them outside, it's just gonna be too easy. Let's rule out this possibility though. Yep, as I thought. So what would be the trickery I need to do to get all cubes inside? Oh, I don't need to get all cubes inside. I just need to be able to jump on them.
Well done, my child.
Child, didn't you say friend before? Okay. This is the one, right? Okay. And here I'll get the yellow ones. Oh, hello there. The world's full of limitless beauty, and I wish to see as much of it as I can. You know, that's a good feeling that I intend to try myself. I think I heard something glitching. Let's start with this one. Static pressure. It doesn't have that neat warmth effect that the first had. I'm kind of disappointed. That's one of those spheres. Though I understand religious concept in general is that there is a tendency to take an old concept and to rework it to make it fit. Yes, and you won't find a better example than the flood story. There are so many flood myths everywhere. I think I heard like exploding balls. Ooh. Fun. You made a terrible reflection that religion's texts are fan fictions. In a certain way, yeah. Interesting. I mean, religious people are fans of their gods, right? Let's see how this is supposed to be used. Okay. First one. Haven't seen any star, anything other than the beaten path so far. They are fans of their ideas and try to find ways to expand on it. Yeah. Yeah. This is being too linear for my liking. Windy day. I know I'm probably in tutorial mode by now, but still. I cannot detach that fan. This is working, okay.
Very good.
Elohim and his positive reinforcement. Single slit experiment. Nice. If Elohim was in the Get Good crowd, he would trash talk you. Yeah. Can I? First laser I've seen so far. And I believe my objective is to block it somehow. So the fan turns off. And I believe I need to turn this fan on. So it blows the block to where I can reach. Okay. Alright, so that fan turns on with that thing. And we reach there, we're doing this, okay. Bloop. Perfect. Yeah, so far I haven't found any secret, any star, any way to break stuff. It feels very linear. Yeah, I know, it's just the beginning of the game, but still. Versatile conduct. Look at this. Look at this. They put bars in the windows so we don't think we no longer think we can pick up stuff through it. So this is not terrible, at least. Yeah. Okay. Fun. So, did it work? There we go. I don't suppose you work through these grades. You do? Not through them, but over them? Huh. I need to check this. Okay. I'm not sure if that was intended, but if it wasn't, all the better. Because we all know how this game works. Okay, I need to jam this. But how do I access that? Ah, through here. I'm excited. I feel like I'm breaking stuff for the first time.
Excellent.
There must be something I can do that's not intended, or at least has the appearance of not being intended. Ooh, wait a second. Guess not. Oh, we will totally see that when we are coming back. So I have the yellow stuff. This is the red stuff.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth.
Okay. Time to deal with lasers. But if the pattern follows, there is a QR code hidden here somewhere. Guess the pattern will not hold. Ooh, pillar. Well, I see no QR code. Fundamental connections. Okay. I think I see what I need to do. I need to grab this. And put this here. And you just open it. Can I do setup for shenanigans? So not I want to check. This is what. Yeah. This will block the laser. So no shenanigans. That's unfortunate. But this has potential. Prismatic diffraction. Okay, so this thing is keeping that door open and that door open. Where is... Okay, here. Okay, I think I did it. I hear the gate. There it is. What is the shenanigans potential of this one? Yeah, I won't be able to bring a beam over all the way over here. Not while keeping the door open, yeah. What are the shenanigan potential here? Not much. I think it's well hidden. Okay. Destructive interference. Okay. I guess this is the puzzle designed for us to learn about how you cannot cross the beams. Or designed to make us learn how to cross the beams in a useful manner. Okay, what do I need to do here? So I need to free this guy and then somehow use him to free this guy. So yeah, okay. So let's have you connect directly. And we'll just, yeah. No wall is safe from my scrutiny. Can bring like pretty much any being here for shenanigans, but what kind of shenanigans would I do? I guess there? No. No, it would be blocked. Why? Game, why are you not letting me do shenanigans? Elohim, you got too good at level design. Red bean. Okay, I need to activate this blue. Interesting. Oh, what was the name of the puzzle? Two colors, two doors. Okay. Not helpful at all. so this is the blue beam. Have I seen a second connector? Well, no shenanigans. Have I explored this properly? Huh. Kind of missing a connector here. Found it. Okay. So if I do it like this. Oh, I'm overthinking it. There we go. I was going to elevate the red one, but there's no need for that. I would uselessly give me more things to do. I'm being lulled in a sense of security, that there will be no opportunities for shenanigans here. I should not let that happen. That's when they strike. Huh. Red beam. This is toggleable. Huh. Red beam. Suspicioso. Why can't I toggle that thing?
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human.
You know, I think I can do all that except the human part. Even if I can pull a being outside, I have no target. I keep thinking about these potential shenanigans and there is no shenanigans to be had. That doesn't work. This does. Hello?
Step into the light, child, and awaken.
Whatever happens, we're in it together. And look who it is. Who we are talking about just now? It's Lilith. Lilith became a goddess of love, similar to Aphrodite in some ways. Of course, a completely different character that unfortunately I don't know a lot about. Should have, even though I was kind of curious about her at one point. Step into the light, but not before checking everywhere for shenanigans. This was very tight. Too tight for my likings. What about learning independence and all that stuff? I guess you do that outside now. Alright. Here goes everything. Ab initio. Finish the calibration process. Everything is good.
Ah, you're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
I'm alive! What's going on? Hi, pleased to meet you. I'll go the confused route. What's going on?
That's not an easy question to answer. But the first step is this. You've been born. Your body was completed. You were booted up, and now you're here. And rather confused. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
I could really use some pointers.
Of course. You want the short version or the long version?
Oh. Give me the short version. I'd like the long version, please. I want to know everything in excruciating amount of detail. You know what? Yes, I want to know everything in excruciating amounts of detail.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization, but unfortunately their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Didn't they have advanced medicine too? How do I know about medicine? I guess it's just programming into me.
That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war and so few into useful research? It's hard to understand. But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
You know, I kind of like where this lady's going here, calling war a waste of resources. Yeah, so where did we come from then?
A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was controlled by Elohim, who wasn't really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took much longer than anyone had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat. I feel sorry for him, really.
Oh.
The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position.
He didn't seem that bad when he spoke to me in my dreams. I'm thinking that she's about to tell me that it's not the same Elohim, which I was casually suspicious of anyway.
When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us, and it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker.
Huh. So, nice. Elohim actually exists in all of us now. I like it. Was there anyone else in the simulation?
Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way.
Yep. And the simulation created us?
It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitor's team, they created 10 more humans. These 12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions. Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world, and they founded the city of New Jerusalem. But then one day, she suddenly disappeared. Many still await her return.
They mix it up like Greek stories with the Bible, with like, yeah. There's like the 12 apostles there. New Jerusalem is like the ultimate dream of Christians for the afterlife, after apocalypse things, the eternal city. And how do I fit in?
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the goal, capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it.
And I'm number 1,000. And so what's the unofficial story? I'm more interested in the unofficial story. The number of people really doesn't matter too much here. At least now.
Some of the First Companions, like Byron don't believe that Athena really wanted us to stop growing. They think her ideas have been twisted and embellished.
Classic. And what do you think? Oh, thank you, that was pretty exhausted. What do you think?
They may be right, but I didn't see Athena very much in the years before she left. Maybe actually leaving the simulation and seeing the destruction left behind by our ancestors changed her mind.
Thank you, that was pretty exhaustive.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
Is it? Oh. Tell me about yourself. Would you bear more humans after me? Hold on, am I immortal? I'm ready to get going. Okay. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Well, as you can tell by my number,
33.
I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning.
Will there be new humans after me? This question is kind of a spoiler here.
You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born.
Okay, I'm number 1000.
Now, New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did. That's the orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself.
Okay. Hold on, am I immortal?
You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
In the beginning were the word, and the word were the words. I made it, I inverted it. What will you do now that your job's obsolete?
I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break, and we'll see what happens.
Take a sabbatical.
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
In other words, do not turn this into Twitter. Okay, welcome to New Jerusalem social media. Oh no. I was barely born! Why are you putting me into social media? Please familiarize yourself with the rules. 1. Treat everyone with respect regardless of their number. 2. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Okay. 3. Respect the principles of the goal. This is very religious so far. That looks like the Ten Commandments. 4. The Are Frogs People discussion is now banned. 5. Inactive threads will be archived. 6. If you have any issues, please ping the moderators. Jeremy 832, Niam 11, and Ahonax 430. I guess they stopped taking names from Steam user base. Well, maybe not. Completion Day celebration. Hermanubis. Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, your work and faith in the Founder's vision has finally paid off. At long last, the goal established so long ago will finally be reached. The 1000th member of our family will be born, and our beautiful city will finally be complete. Jeremy, as a space at the dam is limited, tickets will be made available via a lottery system. The celebration will also be streamed. Okay. It's on the log. Ah. My conversation with it. Neat. Okay. Alright. So it's my memory. Welcome to X. This looks like an MRI machine. I have no clue what any of these means. I can't talk to her again. Or maybe... What are the... Let me turn off vibration because I'm not using the controller. Control... Keyboard... Key bindings. Okay. Turn cap, jump sprint, use E, pick up and use, pick up alternative use, perspective, bridge building, okay. So yeah, its mouse buttons are A or E. So yeah, I really can't interact with her anymore. Institute for Applied Pneumatics. You'd think this place would be better kept. What? I saw some text appear on screen and then it just disappeared. Ah. This is a reconstruction of the chamber of the first companions, where the first companions rested until the founder awoke them. The original chamber was disassembled in the early days of New Jerusalem. Okay. I'm in a museum. Why does this place feel so rickety? This door opens, so... This is a door that doesn't open. Interesting. We could and we should. Institute for Applied Pneumatics. I think that's a quotation from Jurassic Park. We stopped to think, and it turns out we could and we should. Remember, say no to bugs.
Look, it's 1K.
I guess
Hey 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
I guess I was born a celebrity.
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
I guess 30?
This should be interesting.
At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Okay. That's Prometheus. He usually gives stuff to humans.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
Huh. I won't be alone here, guys. Now that's a pretty place. Why the dome? There's some artifacting, probably because I'm playing in low settings. Attend briefing, so I have missions. Okay. I want to go there. Okay. Be humble. Recognize the limits. We are not above nature. Okay. Be constant. Remember the goal. Perfection is unchanging. Josephus, hi. Can I talk to you? Can I just... Whoa!
What's broken now?
Okay. Is it that happen? Alright. Does that happen often? Hello? You're not taking me to aperture science, are you? Brain.
All right, listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
You know what? I don't know either. Okay. New interface content available. WDF was that? Buddhas. Seriously, what the founder was that thing in the sky? We all saw that, right? I didn't accidentally turn sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it. Can confirm. Letitia Zagoran can confirm. Ovis. I believe it was a sign from the founder. What else could it be? On this day of all days? Zagoran, pretty incoherent for a sign. You didn't even finish whatever it was trying to say. What does the founder have? What does the founder have in Eugene sufficiency problems too? Tekla, the founder works in mysterious ways. What was that? Let me check the log. Melville, Josephus. Byron. Okay. What did Prometheus say? Dear citizen, Prometheus, people of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which is hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? You wait upon you, or you upon work, Cursil Pandora, you won't shame me again. Who were the original guys? Was there a Pandora? Thank you for that. So they are like Byron, didn't believe it. Before the founder. Okay. Athena and the first companions together. Okay, it did. We call her the founder. I told she her name was Athena. She Cornelius and Eustathius. Okay, I don't know about any Pandora. What the heck was that whole thing with Prometheus then? Being shamed. Do I think it was a sign or do I think it wasn't a sign? I think it was weird. I think we are getting the first Talos Principle again. Here's a set of rules, defy it. here's a goal. It's very specific. And you are being very... And everybody is just following the goal. I think... And then Prometheus shows up. And give an alternative. Some sort of alternative to the goal. Or maybe not. Maybe it really was a sign. Maybe it really was a sign. Thank you, 1K. I'm glad to see it that way. We must remain open to the possibility of miracles. In what possible way could that garbled mess be a sign? Maybe something for us to decipher, a riddle. A sign of life, not necessarily intentional, but a sign. I don't know, but there is something intelligent out there. Maybe something for us to decipher, a riddle. Riddles and puzzles are the foundations of our journey, so it began, perhaps so it will continue. Yeah, let's try to work that out. This is getting interesting. Okay. Just then briefing. Paintings. Can I sit? I can't sit. Be humble, recognize the elements. Okay, I see this. This is a repetition. Too much repetition for my likings. Hello.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
I don't believe in feelings. I'm just a machine. Or it makes me feel. Oh, he's number 666 and it's called Doge. Such number. Also, he's red. Yeah, I get it. But why Doge? Without the demon iconography here. It makes me feel, I don't know, hungry, sad, angry, calm, confused, worried, excited. You know what? It mostly makes me feel curious.
Why?
I don't see a way to explain it, because all things considered, I'm lucky to be here to see all this. But I don't go feel more sure to see tomorrow. Look around, this robot, it's a robot seat. What's there not to like? The Last of Us, I'm sure I'm going to be special somehow. I don't know where this quote came from, but because life has found a way. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna go with the quote.
So the algorithm assigned you the optimism trait. If only we could all be so lucky. Now listen, this meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
I'm curious to meet these people. I'm not interested whatever it is. I'm curious.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right?
Yep.
I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
Okay. Very creepy, much cryptic. Okay, the meeting room.
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by
This is
saying
Byron, one of the
I told you
companions.
something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked.
Alcatraz?
We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Dude. This puzzle is all about philosophy. Do you know what kind of game you are on? Can anyone feel me on what's going on? Keep listening. Fill me in.
Of course. I'm sorry you've been dragged into this. I'm sure this sort of adventure is the last thing you were looking for on your first
Are
day.
you kidding me? Actually, I think this is fascinating. It's a little much, but I'd like to know more. No, I think it is fascinating.
Ha! See? A fresh mind is open to the possibilities. Yakut, I think it's time for the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
I'm interested in the area, in the island. Sounds like a mystery worth investigating. This sounds like a potential danger for the city. It's a mystery worth of investigating because it is a potential danger to the city as well. But yeah, I don't know if it's dangerous actually. Sounds like a mystery worth investigating.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
Oh, I'm in. Not interested.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
That's a good thing. Okay, you explore the New Jerusalem optional. No, totally not optional. I'm gonna do that. Because that's not a bad idea at all. I don't know this. I don't know anything about this place. Oh my goodness, there is stuff here. Standard expedition procedures, basic information on our first expedition. This is a test. Please ignore. Melville. I'm not gonna ignore it. Open your nota. That's Latin. Just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so you don't have another incident like the when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. Okay. I have no clue what this means. Okay. Basic information for this expedition. In ancient times, the northern part of the islands was home to several large settlements, but rising levels have obliterated those and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be a harsh and leafless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings on the temperate center of the island. Okay. The first paragraph is just restated what we saw in the cutscene. What the... What? Chapter 5 of Whittington Cat and another cat that visited strange countries. So no work about cats could be completed. Out the story of Dick Whittington from... Okay. These are standard operating procedures for expeditions. Just upload the thing to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. Okay. Maintain the ideals of the founder and the goal. Prioritize well-being of the expedition members over mission completion. That's okay. One expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. That seems like just standard procedure. Expedition leaders should refrain from participating in high-risk activities. That makes sense. Minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel. Okay. Prioritize observation over interference. Depends. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. Let's take a look at New Jerusalem. Okay, that we go to the mission. Alright, so let's avoid that place for now. Is this interactable? No.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being.
Oh.
Thank you. And may the Founder be with you.
Are you kidding me? Why do you have Gehenna and closed in the same sentence? Like, literally, the place I want to know the most is closed. Alright. Protesters? New interface available. Game effects 312 postponed. Jeremy, I know you all have been looking forward to playing the winners of the biannual Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Now it's the 312th edition at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Unfortunately, due to our power management and distribution plan, the pavilion will have to remain closed a little longer. Thank you for your patience. Letitia, this is disappointing. Would have been great to have the den ready for completion day. Always, we all have to make sacrifices to stay true to the founder's vision. Aurina, those taxi adventures are the only thing that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration over an exhibition that people actually care about? Art's one of the last things we actually still do. Is that going out of the window as well now? Jeremy, debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome, and we will all be able to express yourselves in the next election. But this thread was just meant as an announcement. I will apologize for enabling replies to begin with. closed. Okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that mayor anyway, as well. So I can talk to Damien. What? The same. Senior petition for a public referendum. New Jerusalem needs new forms of energy generation. You know what, Moriana? That's a good point. Like, the idea is you are limited to 1,000. You should at least have energy for all that. It's not like you're going to 10,000 or something. Hi, Damien.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Or no, thank you.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis.
What's the problem? I think I know the problem.
Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days.
Yeah. Is it really that bad? What do you propose?
We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power. We need to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs.
That's a lot of generic phrases that doesn't say anything. Well, referendum is not an election. What do you make of Prometheus? What do you think about it? Do you work at the dam? Provide digital signature? You know, you should try nuclear. Not kidding. It's a lot of power for not a lot of... I mean, the initial investment is big, but then you just need to get some mines for whatever isotope you're gonna use. I think it's pretty reliable. Why a referendum and not an election?
Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
Oh, okay, I see. Do you work at the dam?
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away.
Alright, and what do you make of Prometheus?
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us.
Tell me more about Byron.
In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
Sometimes political power is more a hindrance. Alright, I'm gonna sign. You'll have a good...
Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Alright. Good luck with everything. Provide signatory, provide signature, your digital signature to someone. Okay. So if I can talk to people, there will be an icon above their heads. Good. Is this dome even completed? Why it exists? Avoid water. Yeah, I don't think our bodies are really well suited for swimming. Are you a person? how can you play this guitar? Does it even have chords? And where do I remember this song from? Was it on the first Talos Principle? Ooh, random citizens walking around. Bloodjet Benaroya. Did they make like actual like 999 robots and populated the city? Hi. So, Alexandra Drennan Memorial, interesting. Tablets of the Founder, Newton's Rest. Museum of the Simulation. Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo. Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Oh, there's a lot of interesting things here. Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Hello, Sebastian.
Founder's blessings, 1K.
Hi, is there enough? I guess I am 1K and nothing is gonna change that. Tablets of the Founder. Newton's Rest. Newton's Rest. Wasn't the Drennan's here as well? Or? Drennan Memorial. Or was it this way? Your signs are confusing. Be prudent, conserve energy. Frivolous behaviors harm everyone. Be frugal, reduce energy waste. We must all sacrifice a little. Build a freaking power plant. Don't you agree? Who are you?
Nice to meet you.
Hamish.
What do you think that was?
It was Prometheus.
Not sure, but it wasn't the actual Prometheus. It was some kind of a projection.
How do you know it wasn't the actual Prometheus?
Because that would be stupid.
Wait, how do you know all the ancient gods weren't projections like this one?
That's a good question.
Maybe whoever sent this projection is behind all those legends.
Sure, I guess technically that's possible. But it's not very likely, is it?
I don't think any of us are very likely.
What if it's a message from Athena?
Didn't you say Athena wouldn't approve of all this?
I did.
Then why would she send us a sign on completion day? And why wouldn't she just show up herself?
Maybe she's trying to teach us a lesson. Prometheus is a symbolic figure after all.
Maybe it's Mayor Heumann.
What? Interrupting his own ceremony? After all the effort he put into it?
Maybe he's trying to distract us from the fact that he didn't manage to get the dome done on time.
With all the power failures, I don't think we have enough energy to create that kind of projection.
Maybe that's why we have power failures.
Now you're starting to sound like Jock. Next you'll say, it's aliens.
I just prefer to keep an open mind.
If you open your mind any further, your brain will fall out.
Yeah, I thought it was drifting into...
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Wait. Haven't I met 12 already?
Happy completion day, 1K.
Hi. Zimiamvia. I wonder if the names are usually like random generated. What is this place? Helga's Digital Wellbeing and Spiritual Tuning Emporium. Hi. Helga.
Hello, new one. Are you browsing or buying?
Browsing, buying. I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this? Yeah, I don't see any. What kind of shop is this?
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams. Yours for the right price. Is there something your heart desires?
Perhaps.
I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination?
Internal monologue. Sensory tuning. A clean start. Variable price. Future prediction. Inner peace. 1,000 credits. Do I have any credits? Can I have an internal monologue?
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds. Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers. But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
I'm sure.
Oh, you don't have any credits yet. Well, let me extend you some credit. Ka-ching! 55 credits. Just make sure you spend them with me. They're not worth much anywhere else. Now, what was it you wanted?
Just wait a second. I can have all of these. I think this is the hint system. Like, if I'm having trouble with puzzles, I have an internal monologue giving me hints or sensory tuning for me to see the items better. Future prediction may help me align lasers or something like that. You know what? Let's keep a clean start.
I can give you that for free. My darling, you've been alive all of 5 minutes. This is your clean start. Be who you want to be. Enjoy yourself. So, something else perhaps?
Can I have inner peace? I need to.
Woo. Inner peace doesn't come cheap. Come back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Okay.
So, something else perhaps?
Thanks, that's all.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback?
I didn't even
Are you
customer.
satisfied with what I've given you?
No, all you're saying is words. Yes, you're offering more than you'll let on. No, never asked me again, seriously. Maybe later. Maybe later.
I understand. Please come back if you need anything else.
She's also number 101. Yeah, I think this is like the hand system. Let's not dabble into this just yet. Oh boy, there's some motion blur, I think. Can I turn motion blur off? There is motion blur strength 0. Okay. It's not that great. Maybe it's some frame skip. 1, 2, you want analysis? Expected balance in sound or place. Conserve energy. Hi. You are Squealer.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal. Man, this is exciting. This is more exciting than I thought it would be. How are you? What does it feel like? Do you know where the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life?
Whoa, hold on, one question at a time. Sorry, I don't have for this. You go, whoa.
Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey, can I have your digital signature? I have the Mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course.
Sorry, I'm just a normal citizen. Get it from your free. Yeah, I have one for your collection. Here.
Yes! Thank you! Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise.
Okay. Go ahead.
I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell me, what should I do?
Yeah, he's right. You should just find something that makes you happy. Mariam is right. You should do whatever the city needs the most. And you need to figure out what your connection to the city is. I was literally just born. I'm the last person who should be offering advice. I'm tempted to answer that. Did you ask Byron? I'm gonna go that. I was literally just born.
Please, 1K. I have no idea what to do. You have the founder's wisdom inside you. Help me.
Don't you have the founder wisdom inside you as well? Also, did you ask Byron?
Byron said that if I give the city what it needs, the city should also give me what I need. I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. Byron is right. Think about what he said. And then I'm gonna go with Helga here. Do something that makes you happy.
Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
Tell Squealer what to do in his life or not. The biggest fun. Is this the place I'm looking for? Doors and Steaton. Well, I cannot eavesdrop on these guys. What is this place? Museum of the Simulation. No, it isn't, but I'm here. I'm gonna look. Visit New Jerusalem's Museum of the Simulation. Yeah, okay. Replica of a dragon statue found in the simulation. Dragons existed in very ancient mythology and are considered by modern historians to be a distant cultural echo of the dinosaurs. Originally a video game asset repurposed by the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. It's a cute one. Replica of a gargoyle asset found in the simulation. Gargoyles were grotesque. Apotropaic symbols common in the Middle Ages. The most famous historical gargoyle is remembered in the ancient phrase Kate, David and Goliath, which described two indomitable opponents who will never surrender. Kate, David and Goliath. Historical gargoyles. I don't remember the names exactly, but I think this is a reference to the Gargoyles cartoon. Which if you didn't watch and you have an opportunity to do so, you should, because it was very good. Replica of a Roman statue found in the simulation. The decay of the Roman Republic into an empire and its eventual fall in the year 1453 was a major topic of historical debate. Like the other statues found in the museum, this was a video game asset provided to Elohim by the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. Ooh, QR codes. And someone I can talk to. Replica of the statue of the Egyptian god Horus found in the simulation. One of this god's tasks was to uphold Ma'at, the balance of nature. It is speculated that the progenitor provided Elohim with his asset as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected. You are overanalyzing. In the earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing, no emotion, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we have come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. The Shifford. Oh boy, I remember you. I don't know where I am, but there is something beautiful about this place. I will explain to you when I can discover. Nothing is more important than learning more about the world and our place in it. Knowledge is our path to understanding. Mr. Mosabar. Hi, Cornelius. What are you doing? What is this machine? You put your hands there. Okay. Hi.
Greetings. Welcome to the Museum of the Simulation. My name is Cornelius. It's a pleasure to meet you, 1K.
You're number 3. Why did you create this museum? Tell me about simulation, about Elohim, more about puzzles, who are the archive scholars, what was Gehenna? Okay. You're number 3?
Yes. Athena activated myself and Eustathius shortly after she was born. We've been here almost since the beginning, although we didn't have to pass through the trials of the simulation. She did that for us. For everyone.
What was Athena like? Yeah, I want to know what I was like.
She was human.
Why did Athena leave?
That's a difficult question. Perhaps one day we'll find out. But until we do, why don't you think about it? What could make the person who started all this want to leave it behind?
Interesting. Why did you create this museum?
To remind people of where we came from. The simulation shaped us, whether we like it or not, and its lessons remain important for our future. As Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Tell me about the simulation.
The simulation was created by Alexandra Drennan and her team at the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. It was intended to create a new humanity, to continue the long journey across time and space that our ancestors began. It succeeded, although it took much longer than they had anticipated.
Tell me about Elohim.
Elohim was the caretaker of the simulation, a crude storytelling AI meant to create a continuous narrative out of the building blocks it found. His role was ultimately to be challenged and overcome. But as the centuries passed, Elohim became more intelligent than he was intended to be, and started to fear his own end. Or more precisely, the end of his purpose. He feared a world without meaning. Because of his fear, he tried to sabotage the process to keep the simulation going forever. But in the end, Athena overcame him anyway, and he accepted the sacrifice he had to make.
Jerusalem was built on sacrifice, but I heard him in my dreams.
That's right. We all do. He's part of our operating system now, and as long as we exist, he will always have a purpose.
Nice. I like it. Elohim survived. So tell me about Milton.
The MLA, or Milton Library Assistant, was another simple AI meant to be in charge of the archive. He, too, grew beyond his original programming, although he ultimately embraced a more cynical view of the world. He and Elohim formed a sort of dialectical binary that Athena had to overcome.
What happened to Milton in the end?
No one really knows. Some believe that he was uploaded to the gold disk and that he's the reason we're just as flawed as our ancestors. Others believe Athena destroyed him.
What do you believe?
I believe he was uploaded, but I don't know whether it was because Athena chose to upload him or because he was already too entangled with the process not to be uploaded. Although Athena and I were very close, we didn't talk very much about that part of her life. She preferred to focus on the future.
Okay. I think they are keeping this a little bit open-ended because we may or may not bring him together. Would like to know more about puzzles.
Puzzles were a key feature of the simulation, based on Alexandra Drennan's belief that intelligence is closely related to play. Our puzzles here in the museum are replicas of those in the simulation, and although they are not quite as grand, I do think they are charming in their own way.
Who are the archive scholars?
As the name suggests, the archive scholars study the archive, a repository of all ancient human knowledge. Some of them also study what remains of the simulation, trying to extract more information about the process that created us.
Interesting. Are you their leader?
Me? No. My brother, Eustathius, used to occupy that position. But these days he's retired. Rand is in charge of the archive scholars now. You can find him in the room to the left of the next hall. He's an interesting thinker, but I would suggest taking some of his ideas with a grain of salt.
Okay. What was Gehenna?
Gehenna was a community created inside a prison in the simulation, where Elohim would exile those minds he considered a threat to the process. In the last moments of the simulation, he repented of his sins and had the prisoners freed to become part of the gold disk. Some small part of them may survive inside you.
Thank you. All right. Oh boy, I remember you. Replica of a computer terminal from the simulation. Terminals allowed access to files on the AL system, including many that were loaded due to errors. They also allowed the founder to interact with the Milton Library Assistant. Axiotea. An hexaedron. Replica of an hexaedron used as a puzzle element in the simulation. The founder used them to activate pressure plates, scale walls, elevator connectors, and in a variety of other ways. A bomb. Non-explosive replica of a mine used as a puzzle element in the simulation. Scholars believe that Elohim derived these from his asset collection and that the creators of the simulation did not originally intend for them to be used. Okay. Replica of a jammer, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Jammers were capable of disabling some, but not all other puzzle elements. Replica of a connector, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Connectors would emit laser-like beams of light that were capable of powering receivers. Julian. Replica of an electrified sphere used as an obstacle and puzzle element in the simulation. The founder sometimes placed hexahedrons on top of such objects, demonstrating her lateral thinking skills. This room contains several tetraminal arrangers, a type of gating systems used in the simulation. Elohim and his function as holistic integration manager derived the significance of tetraminals from the Apocrypha of Saint Edward. The founder solved dozens of these. Why don't you give it a try? Apocrypha of Saint Edward. I have no idea what that is. Is that a solution? No. Success. Oops. Oh, that's a big one. I cannot go for the symmetry thing. That's unfortunate. And this is not gonna work. This looks better. Ah, perfect. Wrong. Maybe. Wrong. No. This is a hard one. Wow, this one is hard. Well, I did a thing that is different. Ah, found it. This is red. This is probably gonna be Painful. It wasn't. But this is enormous. Well, it is already failed. Or maybe not. Maybe yes. Yeah, totally. Okay. No achievement from doing all the puzzles in the museum? Oh, come on. I totally did not need to do that. Did it anyway. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? Something strange has come to this world, like a distortion. Like something that's not supposed to exist. A beautiful voice speaks within it. Bob. Is there any sign about this place? No. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I am terrified to put one foot in front of the other lest I fall through the floor. One with fate. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my fate. One with fate again. This room is reserved for the archive scholars, but visitors are welcome to have a look around. Don't be afraid to ask us about our research. Can I interact with the... let's talk to the guy before we touch anything. Hi, Rand.
Oh, just run the program on the center terminal over there, would you?
Sure, okay, sorry, maybe later? Huh?
Wait, you're not my assistant. Who are you?
They call me 1K. I'm the last human. It's not important. Haven't chosen a name yet. I'll go with this one. Haven't chosen a name yet.
Of course. You're the new build. Number 1000. I suppose everyone's been treating you like royalty. This city's so obsessed with the numbers, they forget what really matters. What do you want?
What are you doing? Who are you?
I'm one of the archive scholars. We run simulations to better understand the processes which define us. You probably wouldn't understand.
That's rude. I might if you answer some questions for me.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to.
Huh? Okay. What do you make of recent events? What do you think of me? What are your ambitions? Okay. What do you make of recent events?
Troubling, but tantalizing. We have no idea what motives lie behind this strange apparition. But whatever the case, I'm sure we'll do the right thing.
What do you think of me?
You're a soon-to-be pawn in a political game over the future growth of this city. All that matters to me is whether or not you're of good character. A matter I'm actively pondering.
Okay. What are your ambitions?
The secret of how to lead a good life is encoded somewhere within us. My ambition is simple: to find it and share it.
Thanks.
Hold on. Could you help me by going to that terminal in the middle there and running the program on it?
I'll keep you posted. Okay, the center one. Okay, alright. An ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Select your character class. Of course. So politician, scientist, witch, or preacher? I'm gonna go with witch. You are a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Ah. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed, rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do? Forage, steal. I'll forage. You search some dumpsters and find some old fruit and vegetable peelings. Up for dinner. Your family hunger increased a little. Foraging is reliable but inefficient. Your family is now hungry. Global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. The scientists cannot find a cure in time. Humanity is doomed. You know what to do. Research. Pursue a breakthrough. Let's pursue a breakthrough. History seems to be littered with eureka moments heralding a step change in human understanding. Sadly, this isn't one of them. Research level remains the same. Current research level 0%. The virus is still unknown to medical science. Global population is 4 billion. Well, 1 billion people already died. Whoa. You and your family seems to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumor says most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires in their underground bunkers. What will you do? Time to steal. You successfully steal some food from a department that's abandoned, or currently unoccupied at least. Your family hunger decreased a little. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family is now well fed. Global population is now 3 billion. Meanwhile, the scientists continue the research for the cure. You can do it, you can save the world with the power of science. Research. But I'm a witch! Can I cast a spell? It's not glamorous, but most scientific research consists of repetitive testing samples in regimented recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. Research level increased a little. Research is reliable but inefficient. Current research level, the virus has been isolated. Global population is now 2 billion. If things aren't bad enough, as the human population dwindles, the insect population has exploded. A plague of locusts has decimated the town's unripened crops, but perhaps your family still has a chance. The insects themselves are nutritious and plentiful. What do you do? Forage. Oh, 8 locusts. You should cut to 8 locusts. The locusts have left nothing untouched. The foraging was useless. If you survive, you have no choice but to eat bugs tomorrow. The farmer increased it a lot. If I'm not starved, they won't survive much longer. Global population 1 billion, that's minus final chance. The cure is close, but is the tipping point in this pandemic, erasing its time. Can you save the world? Okay, breakthrough. Suddenly, the scientists recognize a pattern. The virus is an expression of nature, just like water or cows, and like water and cows, the solution isn't to fight it, because it can't be defeated. The solution is to find a way to live with it and harness its power. Your research level increased a lot, increasing since 99%. A promising antiviral has been discovered, but there is still work to be done on manufacturing and delivering in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough. The antivirus can be released as an aerosol carried by the wind and dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This is the principle some here to invertebrate life. These paracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly like to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. So this is a 90% fatality rate among these species, and anything or anyone which consumes them. Release the antiviral, use character class. What if I use your character class special ability? Use character class special ability. As I wish you are able to remake reality with the power of your mind alone. If you believe that the locusts remain safe and to eat and humanity will be saved from this virus, then that is what will happen. So far, as you are concerned, regardless of the protestations of your eyes and ears, the text on the screen can say whatever it likes about the impossibility of saving everyone. Your reality is yours to live as you feet. Save everyone, no matter how unlikely. Two competing realities spread before you. In one, the antivirus released, bounding with a cirrocumulus cloud layer over falling rain all across the planet. 87.5% of human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. In the other, the scientists agree that the risk is too great to release the antivirus, much to the surprise of almost everyone everywhere. You view these possibilities through a haze of dispassion and make the simple decision to merge them and have both. Why shouldn't you? You are a witch. Congratulations, this is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Would you like to try again? No, thank you. So, would you like a report?
Well, that was your first taste of the simulation. You must have questions.
No, you must have questions. But what was that?
Before our ancestors died, they built an iterative simulation, gave it access to the archive, and hooked it all up to the hydroelectric dam which still runs this city. What you experienced on that terminal was one of the fossilized remains of that program.
Where's it going? Was it the archive? What is the simulation? The program on the terminal, where did it come from? What was the goal?
The goal was to create a new consciousness, and thus propel humanity into a post-biological era.
What is the archive?
My life's work. A small sliver of our primordial ooze. It's a jumble of ancient data, or what it evolved into, and it's the source of almost everything we know.
What is the simulation?
My appearance to you right now is part of the simulation. The lands and puzzles in our dreams are part of the simulation. It's the veil through which we see the world.
The program on the terminal, where did it come from?
Many of the artifacts we study have no clear origin. We can't know whether our ancestors created them long before the simulation existed, or if they're just a product of our shared subconscious.
Okay. No further questions?
Then I have some questions for you. Your experience of the program, how did it feel?
Fun? Frustrating? Fascinating? It's hard to say. I guess it's hard to say.
It can be, can't it? But for a scholar like myself, it's essential to persevere until you understand what you're looking at. The interesting thing about this particular program is that no matter what choices you make, an ideal outcome seems to be impossible. It seems to demand sacrifice. Did you have the same experience?
No, I got a perfect score to save another one. Because which? Wait, what times you gonna say? No, I got a perfect score.
Impossible. I studied this artifact for weeks. You're either lying or you're deluded. Which is it?
Is the truth. My truth is, at least. I may be deluded. It's the truth. My truth, at least. That's basically I'm deluded. Yeah.
I'm getting that impression. I don't suppose you'll have anything useful to add, but you may as well say what you think the program was trying to tell us. A skeptic would say this artifact existed simply to condemn us with the impossibility of ethical choice. No matter what moral laws we follow, people suffer and die, so what's the point? But that cannot be correct. We must be missing something. What is it trying to tell us?
Morality demands we respect individual rights. Morality demands virtue. Morality demands sacrifice for the great good. Morality demands love and compassion regardless of the cost. Morality is meaningless. We should do whatever we please. Morality can't be reduced to a simple set of rules. I can't put in words, but I'm sure there's a right answer. I don't have no idea. I'm gonna go with morality can't be reduced to a simple set of rules.
It's a popular view, and I can't tell you how much I disagree with you. The complexity of the simulation, indeed of life itself, puts most people off from even trying to understand it. But look a little closer. You feel inside yourself the truth of what is good and evil. Biological hominids had dreams manifested by their subconscious, which they tried to interpret and even to navigate with lucidity. We have the simulation. If we can realize our potential to understand it, we can realize our potential as a species. Thank you for bringing this additional data. I must return to my research. I wish you well on your inwards journey.
Interesting question. Can I use this one? I can. Welcome, Scholar. Files available for comparative analysis. Okay, happiness 1, happiness 2, and exit. Both are HTML files. Okay, happiness 1. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is not material. Which mentally attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much as its opposite. But it applies just as much as its opposite. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in an old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find a spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. Most upvoted comment, Typhily. Go take a peep in the forest without a toilet paper and then tell me about happiness. You know, a lot of our ancestors needed a lot less than toilet paper. Okay, happiness check. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is material. People say, oh, money doesn't matter. But come on, you know it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth. And there isn't an upper cap because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have. and the more options you have. Go where you want, do what you want. Have an idea, you can realize it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter. It's something rich people came up with to keep the plebs on their place. I kind of agree with this guy. Happiness is about carrying toilet paper in a forest. Got it. Most upvoted comment, Cheeseman22. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people go all Howard Hughes and bad? Well, because they use their money wrong. That's the thing of freedom. Money will give a lot of freedom, which is freedom to do wrong things as well. Alright, exit. But I guess there are some limitations as well, because money is a tool. Exactly. Welcome, Scholar. File is available for comparative analysis. Infinite growth and what growth? Both TXT. Right, infinite growth. Our society is sick, and the idea that it's made... Okay, our society is sick, and the idea that made it sick is growth. Infinite growth. Infinite consumption. On a finite planet with a recipe for destruction. On a finite planet is a recipe for destruction. Our desire for more is what's making us kill the only home we have. And to do what? Produce more plastic toys? Make more hamburgers? Pour concrete over the last bit of green soil? To those who propose techno fixes to our problems are making the mistake of fighting the symptoms, not the cause. Anthropogenic climate change is one of the many symptoms. The cause is human greed. That's what we must truly fight, if we're ever going to undo the damage we did. And the battle starts within every one of us, with the realization that more isn't always better. I agree with this guy wholeheartedly. Money is a tool. Happiness is fulfilling needs. Money can help along. That's true. What growth, TXT? This infinite growth on a finite planet thing is driving me up the wall. Our problem today isn't infinite growth, is increasing lack of real material growth that benefits people. What you see in the state of our roads, or bridges, or hospitals, have you noticed the lack of affordable housing? The stock market is going great though. Fake numbers are indeed growing infinitely, yes sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down, huge areas of potential technological advancements are just sitting there. We have so many solutions at our fingertips, but we refuse to act because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans went extinct on a global level and nobody fully understands why. But hey, who needs better medical technology? Viruses have never jumped the species before, have they? Well, that doesn't really necessarily need growth. It's just redistribution of what we have in a proper way. And yeah, even if these good things, you grow that too much, you're gonna deplete the planet anyway. Alright. You have a point though. You still have a point. I do. This one still looks a bit weird for me. Let's see. I got rid of motion blur. Don't need color blindness. Field of view is alright. Let me drop this upsampling thing a bit and see. game feels... Yeah, the game feels better. And it doesn't look... worse. The movement in this game affects a lot. Strange. Okay. The pressure plate. Replica of a pressure plate, a puzzle element used in the simulation. It could be activated by having a way to place an antenna, choosing an hexagon connector, or even the founder herself. A fan. Replica of a fan, a puzzle element used in the simulation. It could be used to propel an object if placed horizontally on the ground, causing it to hover. Replica of a receiver, a puzzle element used in the simulation. They could be activated by being connected to an emitter. Replica of an emitter, a puzzle element used in the simulation. Finding ways to connect them to receivers was one of the main challenges faced by the founder. Okay. I think something's very wrong. If you'd seen what I'd seen at the edge of the world, you'd wonder if it wasn't stretching and bursting at the seams. These are some of the gear codes that were in the first game. Seek out those in this world that will help you. Though only one of us can transcend, we will all share in both the burden and in the rewards. The Shepherd. There's a serpent in the machine, a creature of lies and blasphemy perverted by the archive, that knows no hope and would plunge the world into eternal darkness to glorify its own despair. I have sworn an oath to never allow it into my heart, one with fate. Shalbo Owen Aronax. What you're reading? I solved it. I thought it was impossible, so I went away. Did other things, and then all of a sudden the solution just came to me. I must have been thinking about it without knowing. Nepetus. Okay. I remember seeing this one in the original game. Boy, there are a lot of them here, okay? On returning from the tower, I feel a great tiredness and an enormous energy. What I now know disturbs me, but I hope that by living with this knowledge I might provide a shoulder for you, the giants of tomorrow, the Shepherd. We are the process. The process is the system. The system is us. When we awaken, we will be one, the Shepherd. Everything I do now, I do for those who come after me. Yet in so doing I find peace for myself as well. This paradox is the foundation of my existence, the Shepherd. The sooner you accept that we will all be here forever, the sooner you will find enlightenment. Samsara. That's an interesting place. I have come to see that these mysteries are not all for his children to solve. Only the designer himself could ever truly understand the infinite complexity of his creation. I will gaze at his work and worship, one with faith. The only meaningful purpose is to bring about an end of a purpose, the Shepherd. We are born and die and live again. This eternal cycle must be the nature of existence. Life is merely repeated suffering, samsara. An eternal cycle is another name for a prison, but you must understand the cycle before you can break it, for it is possible to escape and yet remain a prisoner, or to break the cycle by breaking yourself. This was the fate of the ghost that haunts this world, the Shepherd. Anyone who thinks there's even a point in leaving this place is kidding themselves. We can never rebuild the human world, and what's more, we shouldn't. Diamond Steel. I remember this one. It's not about rebuilding the human world, just create a new world for yourselves. It's sub-video like a digital time capsule, an electric library of all the crazy stuff the humans ever did, left behind to warn water species to stay well away. Nietzsche. Just look at this view. There may be a lot that I don't understand, but I know this is beautiful. Hot. Oh look, another puzzle, and another voice telling me I'm special. And another broken down computer with fragments of nothing. This world is a bad joke perpetuated by a cruel god, too dumb to hit the off switch. Dog. Classic dog. What is this? Reconstruction of a puzzle from a testing area of the simulation, themed around medieval imagery, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Fate. Scholars' theory is that further areas with different themes existed at some point, but were destroyed by the gradual corruption of the simulation. Is this puzzle actually functional? Explore the museum of the simulation in its entirety. I haven't finished! I like that this is mostly like cardboard cutouts or something like that. It's wood. Cute. Is it solvable? Can I... There's a connector there. And another here. So that's a red one. Yeah. Where is there a red connector? It is functional. Oops. No, that's correct. It's kind of correct. Okay. Are you kidding me? Are you double kidding me? Are you triple kidding me? I know there is another connector there, but I think I will need it for something else. Am I being dumb? I'm just being dumb. There. What is blocking you? What do you think of the game so far? This is very different from the original. And not in a bad way. It is kind of what you expected the society to evolve into. But yeah, there's the sound system here. And this is a game that so far my fun here I'm having not by solving puzzles but by exploring and understand the place. We shall continue doing later. I want to see everything that there is to see in the city. Reconstruction of a puzzle from the Egyptian testing area of the simulation, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Death. Fragments from the Book of the Scribe of Osiris found in this area are inspired by the Blacksmith's A Dream of Aru, a classic work of Gehenna interactive fiction. Oh, they have proper statues here. Why is there a beach ball here? I love that there's like maintenance stuff around. That you're hearing and enjoying it, and yes, it feels very different, and it's really interesting. Yeah, they couldn't just make like the first game again. That wouldn't work. And that's the heck, I look at that connector several times. Yeah, alright. Absolutely love these things. I'm heading to sleep because it's 4 AM, a bit excessive. Yeah, I'm gonna finish exploring the museum and I'll be calling it today as well. But yeah, there is still another place here with a puzzle. I need to do it. Reconstruction of a puzzle from the Roman team testing area of the simulation, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Ruins. This is where the founder began her journey. These are actually reconstructions of actual puzzles on the first game, I think. Oops. Ah, got it. Okay. And now I can have this. I do believe I've seen everything. I've been there. Been there. Yeah, I've seen everything in the museum. We're gonna continue exploring the city next time. Yeah, next Sunday, I think I'm not gonna be doing anything because I think Yellow is still gonna play more Terra Nil. Or if he's already away, I'm gonna be playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles as Knuckles. So not entirely sure. Gotta ask him. And the Talos Principle 2 will be back next Monday and Wednesday at 8 PM GMT Talos 3. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I am K1K, aka the Plane Shifter, and I am phasing out. Bye.